Hello, my name is Presa, and this is my research project presentation with the topic Autism and Education, specifically the need for AVA intervention in schools. But first, what is autism spectrum disorder? Well, this is a neurodevelopmental condition that manifests in the form of a spectrum, and it changes the way that someone perceives the world around them. This presentation discusses the topic of autism and education, but more specifically, the efforts that many educational institutions have done to improve the learning outcomes of their and social skills of their students who are on this spectrum. As a fourth grade teacher, I believe that it is crucial that the school system is aware of the most effective solutions that can be put to practice to meet the necessities of these students. What is applied behavior analysis? Well, this is the science that studies the why behind behavior and aims to change or modify areas that are harming an individual's life. My thesis is that the scientific literature supports that elementary schools that incorporate ABA principles therapy based strategies have improved the academic performance and social abilities of their autistic students. There is an extensive body of literature that supports the positive impact that ABA has had in neurodivergent children. Peer mediated interventions, also known as PMI, and common interest activities, also known as CIA, are two therapy strategies that are rooted in ABA principles and that research has shown are very beneficial for these kids. There is a study done in the University of Cordova by Michelau and his peers in 2022, which combined these two strategies, and it was proven that social interactions through recent time had increased or had improved. These interventions, as I already mentioned, use AVA principles to model appropriate behavior through peer systems with shared interests. There are also other studies done in other countries, such as in Ghana, which focus on the positive benefits of AVA in school age children. There was specifically a study done by Arstu and his peers where parents of children who had been receiving therapy for over a year reported incredible amounts of improvement in the motor, behavioral, and social skills of their children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Another study done in Mexico by De Los Santos and his peers in 2025 highlights the limited access that AVA therapy has in Mexico despite advocacy efforts. Supports the need for AVA programs in schools and healthcare systems to improve the well being for children with autism spectrum disorder. A study done in Italy in 2024 highlights that low intensity AVA also brings benefits, offering flexibility for individual treatment plans. AVA has been proven to be a widely accepted form of therapy inside and outside the US, and a study done in 2022 by Kitty Moore and his peers provides an extensive review of AVA's impact on children and youth with autism spectrum disorder. Even though there are notable benefits of applied behavior analysis that are well documented, there are also some studies that highlight the effectiveness of other treatments above AVA interventions. This body of literature does not seek to discredit AVA, but to bring attention to important ethical issues that need to be considered. There was a study done in 2022 by Leaf and his peers, which brings a little bit of criticism from a neurodiversity perspective and the people that advocate for this. Some of these issues included undervaluing authenticity and promoting compliance with neurotypical standards. One concern that many people have is that through ABA, we are forcing students to fit into a mold of a neurotypical world. Also, some professionals need to acknowledge the historical context of AVA and its development. This article also says that it is crucial that for AVA to be effective, there needs to be continuous reflection, adaptation, and research because this is needed to improve these interventions and be up to date. Another study by Mohammeds and his peers done in 2015 brought attention to alternative AVA approaches such as PRT versus adult driven AVA. These were randomized clinical trials comparing adult driven AVA and pivotal response treatment. This focused on disruptive behaviors during language instructions in Iranian elementary school children diagnosed with autism. Some of the key difference between the interventions included adult driven AVA is more structured and more adult led versus pivotal role treatment, which is more naturalistic and child led, emphasizing the child's interests. The findings said that PRT was found to be more effective in reducing disruptive behaviors and increasing students' motivation during activities. Some of the implications that this brings to our schools is that PRT or pivotal response treatment brings flexibility and responsiveness to student interests. Pivotal response treatment's flexibility and responsiveness to students' interests may make it better suited for school environments than traditional ABA models. Let's talk about some of the implications that these findings have in the real world. The findings from the research are relevant not only to the US educational system but beyond that. Educators worldwide must adapt to the unique needs of neurodivergent students to help them grow academically and socially. Implementing effective interventions can significantly impact students' development. There was a project done by Grand Valley State University, which they named the STAR Project, and this explains the scientific foundation of applied behavior analysis. AVA benefits not only neurodivergent children but also neurotypical students. Or this website provides easy to understand insights into AVA and how this can increase positive behaviors and reduce problematic incidents in the classroom. The role of ABA in schools. This is an article that highlights the importance of teacher parent collaboration for achieving the goals that therapy is setting. Effective ABA use in school helps students to develop key social and academic skills. Through this study, I was able to inform myself and better support individuals that have this condition. Applied behavior analysis has evolved to improve the quality of life of individuals through ethical interventions. The goal is not to force conformity or to make people fit into a mold, but instead is to equip individuals with the skills that they need to live lives full of independence and anxiety free. Research shows that AVA has been proven to be effective across different cultures and school settings. With therapy and support, students can overcome challenges, thrive, and retain the uniqueness that characterizes them. Some of the conclusions that we can draw from this research project is that autism spectrum disorder is an incredibly complex condition that manifests in the form of a spectrum, giving those who are neurodivergent a different view of the world. Applied behavior analysis has been proven to be effective, research supported intervention for modifying challenging behavior and enhancing the quality of life. Despite historical criticism, ABA continues to be validated through extensive scientific literature, both within and outside the United States. Findings from this research supports the thesis that elementary school implementing that implements ABA-based strategies improve academic outcomes and social skills for students with autism spectrum disorder. Educators, families, and communities need to work in partnership and are responsible for advocating for those that may not have a voice, bringing awareness and tearing down all of these myths that have been promoted for many years about autism is what brings lights and helps these individuals to be more understood by others. In this page, you can find references to all of the articles that I have mentioned in this project.